Hey there, nail techs. Let's go over how to apply nail wraps to clients' nails while preventing lifting, peeling, and chipping. In this video, we'll go over the science behind base and top coat, the traditional application method and why it's wrong for hand applications, and the updated method Coco has perfected and its success has been recreated quite a few times. You'll need a small cup of water, a nail file, base and top gel coat, mini nail scissors, a nail buffer, and an LED/UV lamp. This is the one that I have. You'll also need a piece of paper towel just to blot off any excess water from your wraps. How does base and top gel coat work together? Base and top coat are sister products that include materials that mingle and bond together tightly when cured. Think of two really strong magnets that create strong adhesion for a long-lasting set. Base coat contains specific ingredients like methacrylates that bond strongly to keratin in the natural nail. These bonding agents increase the adhesion between the nail plate and the next layers of polish, helping the gel color layer to stick properly. Top coat is the final step in a gel manicure. It's responsible for sealing and protecting the manicure. Top coat contains cross-linking polymers that helps create a strong protective layer when cured under UV or LED light. This creates a shield-like effect, which locks in the color, the gel color, and provides a stronger barrier against chipping or lifting. Without base coat, the gel polish won't have enough adhesion to the natural nail, meaning it will lift or peel much faster. Additionally, a base coat protects the nail from staining and damage. Without a top coat, the gel color won't have the protective shield it needs that can lead to chipping, dullness, and faster wear and tear. You've probably seen this nail wrap application method all over YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Essentially, you would size the nail to a wrap that's of equal or larger size. So let's say we choose this one. You take base coat and you apply it to the nail and cure. Meanwhile, you get your wrap, you dip it in water briefly, and you blot it dry. And it slides right off. You get white polish and you coat the nail in this color polish, or it doesn't have to be white. It could be any lighter color to make the design really pop, and you get it at the edges. Cure again. You get the nail wrap and you place it flush against the top. Smoothing it all around. And then getting your nail filer, filing off the excess. Get your top coat and coat it in top coat, even at the edges. And cure again, and then you have your nail. But traditional application does not work when you're applying nail wraps to clients' hands. Here's why. Think back to what we spoke about in our intro about the relationship between base and top coat. While nail wraps are designed to be thin enough to not be a significant barrier between layers, when you file the nail wrap in line right at the edge, like this, right over the other, there's no space for the base and top coat to actually connect. And that doesn't create a strong bond. So it makes peeling and lifting extremely easy. You'll see peeling and lifting quickly because the base and top coat bonds haven't been properly mended. The cocoa method is slightly different, but it makes a huge difference. First, you're going to size your client's nail to a wrap of equal or slightly smaller size, not larger. You can also trim a bit of the edges so it doesn't line up perfectly with the edge of your client's nail. So for this, I can choose this wrap or maybe even this one. I'll go with this. When applying wraps directly to clients' nails, you need to leave a 1 or 2 millimeter gap. So that's just like this, the tip of a pin. I've also placed a 2 millimeter border in red on this nail to help you visualize. You can always go in with a small liner brush and polish that matches the color of the design to clean up the edges. When you leave a small gap at the edge, that creates space for your base and top coat to bond and creates a little shell around your wrap so it doesn't peel off. Also, when you file, we're typically trained to file like this along the edge of the nail, but for this application, you want to file so you maintain the gap that we need. So you're gonna file this way. This is the cocoa method. So you're gonna take your client's nail, pretend this is on their hand, like this. And you're gonna get your base coat and place a layer of base coat. Make sure you get your edges because that's gonna be important later on. And cure. Then you're gonna go in with your white polish and coat the nail completely, or just a light color polish in general to make the design stand out. And cure. Then you're going to place the wrap. Remember, don't place it flush against the very, very tip. You want to maintain that gap. And for this, I'm going to use the nail scissors just to trim off that edge. Again, maintaining that gap is the most important thing. When you place your wrap, you're going to make sure, again, that you file this way instead of this way to maintain that gap. There's the gap. I add an extra layer of base coat to make sure that the base coat under the wrap is connected at the edge. Coat the whole thing and make sure you get on that gap as well. After this step, you can add your charms, or you can go in with a liner brush to clean up the edges and make it look more seamless. Then you can go in with top coat and you make sure that you get those edges, again, especially on that gap. You want to get it on that gap so that it blends and bonds with the base coat and creates a strong adhesion so that there's no lifting or peeling or pulling. Get those edges, get the bottom, get the sides, get that gap. Cure. You're going to go in with your buffer tool and lightly buff the top. A little bit at the edge. And we're going to dust off that extra powder. And then you're going to go in again with your top coat and cure. That's your new nail. And just remember, keep that gap. This gap here for us is right there where this purple marker is. Keep that 1 to 2 millimeter gap. So that's the full cocoa application method. Try it out, and if it's helped, we'd love to see how this changes the game for you. So tag us on Instagram and TikTok, or visit our website for our full tutorial library.